people tend to stand, and one of them is Mark Hamill. When he stands, it's like he looks like the Joker. And he goes, yeah! And this thing comes out of him, and his voice gets wide, and you're looking at him going, whoa. He's a very talented guy. He's out there.
Where is he? Talk, or I'll crush every bone in your body.
Everything you are, everything you have, it's mine, Bruce. All mine.
First of all, I'd kill every single hobbit there was. I don't like them, they're big feet. They're just like orcs and they deserve to die.
Nobody has a clue.
I am Groot?
I'm probably the most handsome person on this entire game. Get bent! We need to speak about quiet.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
You're old, you're predictable, and you never stood a chance.
This is justice. This is what you deserve.
Can't argue with the coin, Batman.
Harvey might feel bad about this, but we'll bring him round.
When I was a little boy growing up in the country of South Australia, we only had radio. And so after school we would listen to radio serials. And Superman was my favourite. Superman! And I was asking my wife about this the other day. I said, what was your favourite memory? She said, I loved Superman. And with comic books as well. We couldn't wait to get hold of the comic books and listen to the radio after school. I relate very strongly to Superman.
Didn't you know, Dark Knight? You can't fight fear.
Jeepers, it's a creepy mystery, Scoop. Blue, you're driving me crazy.
Blue, you're driving me crazier. Stop. I want to talk to you right now.
May you never rise from the ashes of your shame and humiliation. Whatever, messy Higginbottom.
My lasso of power might make you tell the truth.
How shall we celebrate? I know a couple of poor, defenseless museums. Then again, I also know a couple of hotels.
Bruce, it's Vicki. Are you there? I know you're listening to these messages.
Dragon Ball was specifically the first anime I ever watched. This is like 1994, I think. My best friend Ian Cho at the time would translate for me after he watched an episode. He'd be like, that was so cool, what happened? And he'd tell me. And the English dub first started coming out on television. It was like, finally I can understand at my own pace. I got heavily into Dragon Ball. I was really into the series back then. It's been kind of wild, kind of full circle for me to be able to step into this universe after growing up with it.
I won't let you down, Bruce. I'll keep fighting. Always.
I wouldn't call him unlucky in love this season as much as figuring out exactly what he wants. The one-night stand George had with Lindley, once they become more than just a one-night stand, George wants to do the right thing.
You're headed to Gotham. What for? You're too late. It's already happening.
Why so pessimistic?
You make out with Olivia Wilde in the movie Butter. Please.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Took the role. No, it was...
I would also take that role.
That's what every man I've spoken to says.
Yeah.
We did it. It was fun and easy. She's a good kisser, just so everyone knows. There was a ton of improv, and I just did whatever the director told me to do. We did it straight once, and then he would say, okay, now roll on top of her. And I was like, all right.
Who's this director, by the way?
I know. Don't actually, that's
Were there
bad.
even cameras there?
Tim, where are you?
Got your call. What's this about?
Joker's got my father.
Where were you born?
Well, I was born in a place called Cheltenham, which is in Gloucestershire.
What was your favorite acting role ever?
When I played Hamlet, quite a few years ago.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Great question, Ellie. But the thing is, I think I live there already. West Hollywood. They will remember you, Master Bruce, I promise. Your sacrifice will not be in vain.
I said to Jenny, my wife, I said, when I got back, I said, I think I work with this kid that's really good. Loren, right? But there's a thing, and that's that scene where I'm down there and I slapped the piss out of him, which wasn't in the script. Yeah, and he never has forgiven me, and he always brings it up. He whines about it to this day.
Sorry, I've got to go. Stay safe, Barbara. You still know how to make an entrance.
How much of a difference is there between voicing a cartoon you watch versus characters for a game that you play?
With animation, you're recording in a studio with several other actors and you're going through the script. With games, you're almost always working by yourself. Typically, you have a bunch of greeting lines, a bunch of attack lines.
Is that how they have them categorized?
Yeah.
It's very
and then
straight to the point.
I've downloaded all recent militia radio transmissions and their corresponding coordinates to your machine.
Oh, sir, I would very, very much like to take over his job because I think I'm much better suited to it than he is.
I'm not really quite sure, and neither is anyone else. But hey, Rocksteady is a British company, so it's their fault, not mine. I just like to shoot the crawlers! This planet will be mine! Take comfort from the fact I never got hold of you. Would have been real messy.
If you're not being cherished, think about Bubbles.
At first, I thought he was a nice monkey that I kicked in his face.
When someone isn't respecting you, tell them to get out.
'Cause I wish you know that you deserve to be cherished and loved every single day. I hope that everyone I know chooses someone who sees them and loves them and respects them and makes them feel loved every single day.
Joker told me Robins die easy.
Poison Ivy. I've gotten to play her in Arkham series and then Infinite Justice and then even a Lego version. She's a seductress. She is always seducing. So her intention, what does she want? She wants power.
They destroyed my plant, Batman. I can't stop them now.
In the older generation, we used to joke about hearing yourself on people's answering machines. You know, hey, this is Brian, leave a message, time and date you're calling and we'll get back to you. And that was a lot of people's first time hearing their voice and they're like, I sound like that? Sometimes that can be a good thing and sometimes it can be like, oh man, go back to the drawing board, man, fix that.
Is this some kind of joke? Trying to run me out of Gotham? Get this schmuck out of here.
Superheroes are conventional weapons. They're like big battleships. They're really good when you have to fight the Nazis. They're very bad at fighting Al-Qaeda. They're very bad at fighting world hunger. Because a battleship is not the right tool. To make superheroes work, you have to build an opposing battleship. Loki. Although I wish Loki had been more of a battleship. He was sort of a pussy god. The Hulk took him out in 2 seconds. Why do you need the Avengers? Like, I'm so confused.
There'll be nothing but a charred stump when I'm finished with you, Batman.
Have you seen the Titans trailer? The live action one?
No, people keep asking me that.
Yeah, but you heard what they said.
Yeah, that's not cool. Cool.
So you wouldn't say that?
Absolutely not. Nightwing would punch Batman, but he would never drop the F-bomb on him. No way.
This breakthrough could, it will, prevent and cure deafness in all humanity.
I just am really excited about this new fan experience that we have called Fan Meal, one-on-one meet and greet, where we can just kick it and have a great time. We could even have waffles together. I honestly can't wait to meet you guys, so make sure that you sign up, reserve your spot, and spread the word.
I thought myself the instrument of God, not the tool of man.
I just come off Revolution when Al Pacino's in it, and I told the biggest lie. I had a smallish role in that, but I made it sound like I had the next best role to Al Pacino, and got the part. The moral of the story is whenever you can, lie.
Shame about the car. I would have kept it when I was finished with you.
I am over the top. I mean, you know, I'm an overactor. I'm intense. And they thought it was too intense, too over the top, too much. But they changed their minds. Yeah. Brandon Tartikoff called my agent and said, Dwight's dials are really good.
What does that mean?
They test the show, and the audience is there with a dial. And when you like the character, you turn it all the way to the right, and when you don't, turn it all the way to the left.
Pig gets to play with flesh, make it look pretty after death.
What is this?
What? Well, this is a control board at a radio station called KABR. This is me at the age of 17, actually using the control board on the air when I was a DJ. Actually, I just got this 2 years ago, and I just called them on a whim and said, "You don't still have that old control board around, do you?" And they said, "Yeah, it's just collecting dust." I said, "Can I have it?"
Riddle me this. What's dead? You!
And by the time I got up to the microphone, I was shaking so hard, I literally thought I was going to poop myself. But I looked at the screen and they said, this is a creature who's going to rip the arm off of another creature. And so I just looked at the screen and went, and they said, all right, you're hired. And I went, what? The fear is going to come. The trick is to walk through it anyway.
I hope you suffer, Batman, like I've suffered.
Well, roaring and screaming can be really taxing on the voice, but I try to do it in a way that doesn't tear up my voice. That's done by relying on like the throat. Mm-hmm. So instead of going ah, you're going using not just my voice but other things to make the sound.
Detective, proud of you.
Frank Welker giving me like a college course in how to do voiceover right next to me. Like how to move your pages so that you don't have to have a scene break. There's a technique that Frank has. Pulls this part and just silently moves it over. I got expert. And you know, just watching how Frank physicalized characters and I mean, it was fantastic. You know, it was awesome.
I will avenge you, Batman. You would do the same for me.
I've not seen the picture yet, but I've seen excerpts from it. And it's a lot of slime. What do they use for this? What is it?
It's called Methicil. It's in these containers so that you won't be scared. It says food grade. What they don't tell you, and they dip me in it and then broke for lunch, this stuff doesn't come off. You know, you wash here and it just shifts, it finds a new harbor here.
You're dead? Oh no, this will not do. I had such fabulous plans for you.
On Twitter, Mark released a trailer.
Oh, yeah.
For his new trailer for Star Wars.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My kids are all rolling their eyes going, that's such a dad joke. Obvious. My son Nathan said, not funny. I went, well, you know, I love driving the Disney executives crazy because what are they going to do, fire me?
Yeah, right.
Don't head towards the light, Bruce. It's not fair. They'll never let me in.
Alfred, analyze the militia forces, troop deployments, equipment movements.
I hate lying to him. He'd kill me if he knew I was still in the city.
It took just 24 hours for us to lose control of the city.
In death, he has nothing left to fear. Your vengeance will come.